Mike Battaglia said something that reminded me of this story I heard last November. It's a story told by one of my mentors, Darren, who sends me an email every weekday morning with a helpful tip aimed at making me a better business person.
There is one attribute that can help you overcome even the most disastrous of circumstances. What is that one attribute? Well, here's a story that reveals it. A once successful business owner found himself in deep debt and could see no way out. The creditors were closing in on him, and his key suppliers were demanding payment immediately, or they were going to cut him off, which would shutter his business. Desperate and distraught, he found himself sitting on a park bench, fretting about his situation, trying to think of what to do to save his company from impending bankruptcy. Just then, an old man walked up and sat down next to him on the bench. The old man said, "I could see something is troubling you, son. What is it?" After listening to the business owner's woes, the old man said, "I believe I can help you." He asked the man his name, and he wrote out a check, and he pushed it into his hand saying, "Take this money and meet me back here a year from today, and you can pay me back at that time." Then the old man turned and disappeared as quickly as he had come. The business owner looked down to see that the check in his hand was for $500,000, signed by John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men in the world at the time. The business owner thought, all the money worries have been erased in an instant. The business owner decided to put the check in his safe, knowing that he could immediately cash it if he reached zero. Knowing it was there gave him strength and courage to make bold moves to save his business. With renewed optimism, he negotiated better deals. He got extended terms of payment on his vendors and suppliers, and he pushed through on a few big sales. Within a few months, he was out of debt and making money once again. Exactly a year later, the now successful business owner returned to the park. He had the uncashed check in his hand, but the old man was not to appear for some time. So the business owner just sat there and waited. Eventually, the old man came hobbling up the pathway, but seemed unmindful of the business owner. He stopped the old man, and he was about to hand over the check with enthusiastic words of gratitude when he saw a nurse come running up the pathway to grab the old man. She said, "I'm so glad that I caught him. I hope he hasn't been bothering you. He's always escaping from the rest home and telling everybody that he's a Rockefeller." And then she led the old man back away in arm to the rest home. The astonished business owner just stood there, stunned. All year long, he had been wheeling and dealing, buying and selling, convinced that he had $500,000 behind him. Suddenly, it hit him. He realized then that it wasn't the money, real or imagined, that had turned his life around. It was his newfound self-confidence that gave him the power to achieve those things that he went after. He understood that in that moment, that his massive transformation came from one origin force: confidence.
Confidence is nothing but a distant vision held positively. No matter the external circumstances, there's one attribute that you want to work hard on developing, and it's this one: confidence. Chutzpah, if you're Yiddish. Confidence is the full trust and belief in the powers, trustworthiness, or reliability of a person or thing, meaning yourself. That's what you want. Total trust and belief in your powerful self. You are as capable as you believe yourself to be. Some people seem to come with self-confidence already installed. For those of you who don't, here's what Mike Battaglia shared about where he finds his self-confidence. It's a clip from last week's Coffee with Bernie program.
If I could add something into this conversation a little bit. One of the things that I think Kevin realized and Bernie is explaining, the membership in the AIBD it'll give a designer confidence to continue his daily struggles, and that after especially going to the conferences and being around our friends, which is, most organizations take that as a loose term. I take it as a serious term, but it does create a certain level of confidence that you can actually continue with your work. You can continue with what really makes you turn, what makes you get up in every morning.
Thanks, Mike. What a great testimony for AIBD. And he should know. Mike became a member in 1995 and has renewed 27 times. Now, one of my greatest feelings of confidence came when I became a certified professional building designer. Check out the practice test to see if you have what it takes. Now, being a CPBD is unique to AIBD, but like many other organizations, we provide on-demand education for those areas in which you may be feeling a little insecure. Most excellent source of confidence is picking up tips and advice from other building designers. Here's one. If you want to receive the same daily motivational videos I get, like the one I just shared, use aibd.org/Darren Daily. To trade more tips, we have local chapters. Well, at least we did before the pandemic. But a few are coming back to life. AIBD Central Florida hosts a monthly happy hour or lunch and learn. AIBD OKI, centered in Cincinnati, Ohio, meets quarterly. AIBD Central Oklahoma has an event planned for this next month. And if you're interested in starting a chapter, let us know. We also host virtual training and hybrid conferences. And as you just experienced, certified professional member Bernie Kern hosts a 1-hour fishbowl-style chat for building designers on the second Friday of every month. For all this and more, there's only one link that you need to know. That's aibd.org/Monday Minute. It's the one address that gets you to everything AIBD. If you're not already a subscriber, look for the red "Click here to improve yourself every Monday" button near the top of the screen. I encourage you to share that link too. It's a numbers game. The more people that participate, the more ideas and tips we can learn. Thanks for watching this entire video and have a triumphant week.